Welcome to the AI Applied podcast. I'm your host, Jaden Schaefer. Each week, I cover breaking AI news, tools, and interview experts giving you actionable tips on applying AI into your career, job, workflows, and life. Make sure that you go to AIbox.ai, link in the show notes, to join the waitlist for our new AI platform. We're going to be launching an incredible platform that allows you to build anything you want with workflows in AI. So you're able to chain together ChatGPT and image generators and audio generators to make really powerful apps for your organization, or you can host them on our marketplace and actually generate royalties from them. So make sure to go to AIbox.ai and join the waitlist. In addition, if you like the podcast, if you could do me a massive favor and please leave us a review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast. This helps me be able to get better guests on here as they check the reviews to see how you guys are liking it. So if you could please do that, I would really appreciate it. GitHub Co-Pilot has a new competitor in town. Today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about a new project that Google has unveiled, which I think is going to give GitHub Co-Pilot a run for their money. And this is kind of the first space that we've seen a really major tech player jump in the arena with Microsoft, who of course is the owner of GitHub and GitHub Co-Pilot. And we're seeing some really strong competition. So let's dive into it. So this latest project out of Google is called IDX. And essentially this is an AI-infused browser-based development platform that is suitable for creating full-stack web and multi-platform applications. So the platform currently accommodates a couple different popular frameworks, including Angular, Flutter, Next.js, React, and Vue, and then also I think Svelte. But it also integrates languages like JavaScript, Dart, and there's, a little bit of news that pretty soon they're going to start supporting Python, Go, and then a few others. So interestingly enough, I think Google chose not to start from scratch by creating a new IDE. They've actually built Project IDX on the backbones of the open source Visual Studio Code. So this strategic move, I think, really allowed Google's engineers to kind of use their energy towards integrating Cody, which is a foundational model based on Google's PaLM 2, and they specifically tailored it for programming tasks. So the integration of Cody into IDX brings with it essentially the ability of smart code completion and an intelligent chatbot, which is very similar to ChatGPT and Google Bard. And this chatbot really stands ready to help developers with with some very generic stuff, and then also some very content-specific coding queries. So they're really starting to extend its utility to get complex code and even prompting users to add contextual code actions such as inserting comments. So in an official statement, the IDX team shared their vision, and this is what they said, quote, "We spend a lot of time writing code, and recent advances in AI have created big opportunities to make that time more productive. With Project IDX, we're exploring how Google's innovation in AI, including the Cody and PaLM 2 models that power StudioBot in Android Studio, Duet in Google Cloud, and beyond, can not only expedite the coding process, but also elevate code quality." So given its kind of cloud-centric nature, it doesn't come as a surprise that Project IDX is really seamlessly integrated into Google's Firebase hosting and also Google Cloud Functions. And developers can also really smoothly transition existing code from GitHub repositories. So moreover, every IDX workspace is equipped with a Linux-based virtual machine, and in the pipeline are embedded simulators for Android and iOS. So all accessibility, essentially all of this is really accessible directly from your browser, which a lot of people are really interested in and really excited about, versus having to download something onto your computer and run a software where you're doing this. A lot of different coding environments, that is the case. This is kind of interesting because this is directly on your browser. And I think this, for one, kind of signals the move from a lot of kind of computer-based software to more cloud-based software. I mean, I, for one, am a big fan. I personally kind of hate downloading things on my computer and, relying on my computer's RAM and memory to run stuff. I know people probably have more souped up computers than myself, and so that isn't as much of a problem. But I think for a lot of people, this is going to be awesome. In addition to just the fact that, no matter where you go, you log into your account. If it's cloud-based, it's very easy to transition stuff around. So the cloud-based aspect of that is quite appealing. And I think that they've actually gotten some feedback from some early testers on this. And there's kind of a a mixture of optimism and caution. So preliminary reviews suggest that while IDX chatbot functions are promising, its integration with the source code appears to be somewhat loose. So I think there are limitations such as the inability to, directly tweak the code, and also a lack of awareness regarding the user's selected tool within the editor. However, I think Google is quick to emphasize that this is just kind of at the very beginning stages, and the IDX team is poised to roll out a whole bunch of new features and capabilities as the project starts to mature. So I think in a landscape where platforms like GitHub's Co-Pilot and Amazon's Code Whisperer are already, offering AI-enhanced coding utilities, Google's kind of first step into the full stack development field introduces a really new perspective. Both GitHub with Code Spaces and Amazon with AWS Cloud 9 are already in the game essentially with their cloud-based development environments. And so I think Google jumping in is a really big move. And I think Google also brings to the table its Cloud Code IDE plugins, which potentially could enable Cody's integration into almost all leading IDEs, which I think is a really big deal. So while Project IDX serves as, it's kind of like a testament to Google's AI abilities for the developer community, I think it does remain a topic of interest, whether this is actually going to evolve into the go-to IDE for developers for all of their different development needs, or if this is going to be something that just doesn't quite keep up with competitors and gets pushed to the wayside and ends up on the Twitter handle, killed by Google. So I think it'll be interesting to see where this goes, but I really do think this is healthy for the environment as a whole. We already have Amazon, we already have Microsoft in this game, and I think getting another player, Google, in this is always healthy. And then we're going to see some really good competition, and hopefully these tools progress to a point where they're incredibly powerful and incredibly useful for developers. So I, for one, am excited about this, and this is definitely an area I'll continue to follow. If you are looking for an innovative and creative community of people using ChatGPT, you need to join our ChatGPT creators community. I'll drop a link in the description to this podcast. We'd love to see you there, where we share tips and tricks of what is working in ChatGPT. It's a lot easier than a podcast, as you can see screenshots, you can share and comment on things that are currently working. So if this sounds interesting to you, check out the link in the comment. We'd love to have you in the community. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Applied podcast. Make sure to rate this wherever you listen to your podcasts, and have a fantastic rest of your day.